Hey, Jackie Pie. You know what I like most? Cakefarts. So, yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and oh dear lord, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I apologize. Listen, for reasons that will make sense, I'm not gonna actually Well, let's just get this over with as fast as possible. Apparently, according to Chris, this is his biggest regret. By the way, yes, Chris showed more remorse and more sympathy over ruining a chocolate cake than pretty much anything else. And well, let's just assume Chris really wasn't joking about this because let's face it, um, why do you think Chris ever would joke about this? But let's get straight to it. So, what is this all about? Cake farts leaked as boobity-boo.mp4 on saveyoutube.com is a video made on the 18th of July 2011 and leaked, although probably not the best words to use under the circumstances, on the 25th of February of 2012, in which Chris sits his naked ass on a $9 chocolate cake for Jackie's amusement. While it cannot be seen on the censored version, there is already a piece, a little less than a fourth, of the cake taken out. Chris apparently had eaten some of the cake before its untimely demise. It was inspired by the Cakefarts shock site, and this video implies that he's turned on by it. Although considering Chris never made any mention to it whatsoever after this, I think it's safe to assume that, well, he isn't really. Also, apparently Chris claimed that he found a way he could get more air into his ass before he actually farted on the cake. Spectacular. Meanwhile, until recently, both links to the video were dead, and the NSFW version can only be found on websites like Motherless. The uncensored video has now been attached for convenience. Hooray. But be warned, it is considered quite possibly one of the grossest things that Chris has ever produced, and definitely one of the most wasteful, given that he spent his monthly tugboat just to fart on a chocolate cake. The ass dance is a reference to the Adult Swim anime Crayon Shin-chan, which involves the titular character pulling down his pants, showing his ass, and dancing around. Glad we needed that to be explained. So, for what they're worth, there's two videos to this, by the way. There's the audio version. What the hell am I doing? Is Chris pretty much fills in the blanks. And, of course, the NSFW version. Pro tip, once you watch this, you cannot unwatch this. So, pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm doing this for your own good, guys, because guess what? You do not deserve to see this. It's not that you don't deserve to see this, but I have more respect for you, for what that's worth. Meanwhile, you'll still be able to hear this one way or another, so there you are. Thank goodness I'm watching this on the smaller screen.
Hey, Jackie Pie. You know what I...
In fact, I tell you what, at least I won't be too merciless, because I'll turn it up so you can hear what sitting on a chocolate cake sounds like, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Jackie Pie. You know what I like the most? Cakefarts.
By the way, it's like Chris just pissed on the lens because the entire screen is green. Why am I suggesting Chris's piss is green? I do not know. Meanwhile.
Let's get this done.
Oh, and by the way, for what they're worth, Chris also wrote awesome sauce on his butt cheeks. Although, it looks like he had to cross one out because it looked like he couldn't spell awesome.
There it is, sauce. Dance, dance, dance. Make me do that dance. Do what you do. Take my monkey, yes.
You know, it's very, very disturbing to know that, well, even from this full moon perspective, I say full moon, it's more like half moon because Chris's duck is so badly out of proportion that I can't even tell when his when it's even like, because obviously he doesn't get turned on by this because you literally could not get it up even if it was the last thing he could ever do. But even from this angle, it's almost like it's trying to point at his arsehole. I've never known that to ever happen before.
Let's do this.
And what did that poor cake ever do to deserve this, by the way? And that's the sound of him farting on it.
What the hell am I doing here?
I don't know, to be honest, because I don't know either. Thank you for clarifying the confusion.
What the hell am I doing? I paid $9 for this cake. That's a lot of yen. Hawaii! Bye, Japan.
If there's one way of describing the way Chris looked when it was all said and done, it was the look of, well, it wasn't just somebody who freely admitted to saying, "What the hell am I doing?" It's also the face of somebody who doesn't even know what they've just done. Yet Chris did as he was told. To be honest, you could sum up the whole Jackie arc by literally with the subtitle, "Chris did as he was told." Meanwhile, later thoughts. Years after the video was shot, leaked, and probably after Chris wiped his ass, Chris talked about the video on the Planet Dolan subreddit under the handle Sonitude Chandler, just in case you needed to know it was him. I don't know why you would want people to know it was you, but there you are. This happened to me less than a decade ago. I was being trolled and cyberbullied, and during this time I was online dating, among which nearly all of my online dates were immature male internet trolls pretending to be women. Why it took to Jackie for Chris to realise, I don't know, guy. I really don't know. This theoretical ex of mine requested that I record and perform this thing called Cakefarts, and say that it was what I love most. Ugh. So I go to my local Walmart, find and buy this lovely chocolate cake for $11. It also had chocolate candies on top of it. I took the cake home, I ate the candies, and I enjoyed a slice of the cake for myself. Then I hit record and sat bare-assed on the remaining 80% of the cake, on a plastic surface, and made fart noises with my mouth. Oh right, okay, so Chris was blowing raspberries. Okay, so he didn't actually fart on it. So, Chris, you didn't even fulfill the actual objective of the video. So you're just a cheat then, Chris. Suffice to say, the cake was now a smushed mess. While I had the crumbs and whatnot on my behind, after cleaning the surface and my behind, I took the smushed up cake and disposed of it behind some bushes in my backyard. So you didn't even dispose of it properly then, Chris. What a... whatever. And obviously, I later learned that the woman who requested this was this deed was a male troll. That cake cost me $11. Ugh, what a majorly royal waste. Considering everything else, Chris, you waste, I would say that's a miniature expense. Mind you, Chris, you didn't even need to spend $11 at all, because if you had the slightest... I'm just going to keep going. We all know fine well Chris could have just chose not to do it, but there you are. Illustrate Danger Dolan during this, please. Why, I have no idea. Also, do one episode of Burning Questions where Dolan has lost his hat, can't find until after the last question, and even has Melissa read one of the questions. Monique's in the zoo asks, "Where's my hat?" Then after Dolan shouts about the hat and Melissa grows and reads the actual question, Dolan always blows your mind with treef. He's going to blow my mind with a tree. What's up with that? Lol. Not long after the Reddit post, Chris would again refer to the said event in the Internet Dream Lounge interview when asked about his biggest regret. In fairness, I feel sorry for that poor chocolate cake, and quite frankly, it did not deserve its untimely demise. Literally under Chris's, well, ass, so to speak. Yeah, and I guess that's kind of that. Disturbing as all of this was, and to be honest, there's no other phrasing for it, there is a very, very important lesson to be learned. Somewhere. Sod if I knows what it is. But in the meantime, I hope all of you guys have understood why I rather save you the expense of severe mental scarring. And join me next time where I continue to save you from the embarrassment of mental scarring. So, good luck.